What is going on, guys? This is Platinum Point, and I'm here to bring you guys yet again another Weiss Schwarz deck profile. This is going to be my Kaguya-sama Love is War deck profile. This set has came out late December, and I've been spending a lot of time messing with this deck, and honestly, this is probably one of my favorite Japanese sets to this date, partially because I love the series, both the manga and the anime, so it's like, just to see it come to Weiss was just an excitement that I didn't anticipate, and like knowing that it's also coming out in English makes it even more hype for me, as I wouldn't mind picking up this deck in English as well, just so I can showcase like what this deck can do in the English metagame. So yeah, so I hope you guys liked my previous deck profile, which was on my Fate Grand Order Standby Door build. If you haven't seen it, I'll put it in the annotation in the right hand corner and at the end cards, and at the so you'll have multiple opportunities to check out that deck profile. So without further ado, let's get on to the deck profile. So just like with FGO, I am sticking with the Standby Door combo pair. Although with Kaguya-sama, I have been testing out other versions of this of the Kaguya finisher builds, so I will be showcasing the various ideas that pop up. So without further ado, let's get on to the deck profiles. Before I start off with the zero step, I just want to just go discuss the climax spread. So I play 4 door and 4 standby, and the standby pairs with the level 1. So, and we'll get to it when we get to it. So starting off with the zero step, I play 4 copies of the Kei Shirogane Clean Cut. So wait, the 4th. So this card's actually really strong, and it's a unique clean cut, as it also is a mill runner. So being able to run around and also save character, have survivability with the clean cut effect is really busted, which makes sense why it's a 2k beat stick compared to most clean cuts. But with Kaguya-sama having multiple ways of modifying the attack power, that 2k is really not that big of a deal. So you still play it as a 4 because it's your main utility level 0. And then next we play 4 copies of the Hayasaka Drop Search. Let me get the 4th one out. So I managed to pick up pull one foil from my case. So what the Hayasaka does is when she comes into play, pay 1, discard 1, search your deck for a Shuchin character and add it to your hand. And the second ability is when you play a climax, you can bounce this card and give another character plus 2k. So this card is really pivotal because not only its selectivity, but because this card is basically is the main card for your resonance package. So like you have to reveal this in hand in order to proc off your resonance effects. So that's why you play it as a 4 of. And the thing about the Hayasaka, that 2k pump, it's actually pretty relevant since this the 1 step is on a standby combo. So this allows you to pump your 1 step so you can guarantee getting the climax combo off, which is really nice. So you play it as a 4 of. Next, I play 2 copies of the Chika Riki. This is a pay 1 search Riki. So I managed to pull the SP from the case. So this card is actually extremely good. But since you have a lot of selectivity already with the drop search, you don't need to play this at 4. So I found myself like just playing it at 2, and it's doing fine. You could even play it at 3 if you wanted to. But the max that I go in the standby build is probably 2 to 3. Next, we play 2 copies of the Kaguya level swap. So this has 2 on-play abilities that both cost 1 stock. The first one is you get to send it to... Let me double check. Yeah, the first one is you get to select a card in your level with a card in your waiting room, and you can swap them. So this helps you fix for experience and also fix for color. So being able to fix your level is really nice, since Kaguya, a lot of their cards mess with the level as well as mess with your deck. So being able to have that selectivity is really nice. And the second ability is pay 1, send this to waiting room, and then top 4 check and add a Shuchin Gakuen character. So this allows you to basically dig through your deck, and it's selective milling. So you might notice that this deck doesn't run brainstorming, and that's because there's another utility character that functions just like the brainstorm, so you really don't need to have to brainstorm. But if you need that selective mill for, you basically use this to fulfill that slot. And then lastly, for the level zeros, I play 2 copies of the Climax Swap Kaguya. So when it comes into play, you get to check the top 2 cards and rearrange them in any order. And then you can pay 1, discard a Climax, salvage a Climax. So this allows you to fetch the necessary Climax you need for that turn. And then lastly, we play 2 copies of the Stock Swap Kaguya. So when this... it has 2 abilities. When it comes into play, you can pay 3, stock swap your opponent, and then on attack, pay 1 twin drive check. So this allows you to clean out stock, and at the same time, it's just there for the stock swap, since stock swap is pretty potent. Continuing on now with the 1-sip, I play 4 copies of the standby Shimakaze Kaguya. So when it comes into when the standby climax, which is these 2, come into play. Actually not when it's on the board. When this card attacks, you may check the top card of your deck and put it underneath this card as a marker. And if it and the second effect is when it reverses an opponent's character, you can detach the marker to search your deck. So actually, the Climax combo is just to build the marker, and then you can do it at any time in the game, so long as you stop the marker and you get the reverse. Detach the marker to search. So this is something unique to Kaguya-sama. I think no other set has this, where it's a delayed search, but it gives you it compresses your deck by taking out 3 cards from the deck. So it's a Shimakaze that's actually really good for on paper with its effect. The only issue that it's the 5k beat stick, but you have ways to modulate the likelihood of hitting it, and that would be using either the Chika Shimakaze, because it also has the ability, when it comes into play, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a Shuchin character, give another character plus 2k, which is really nice, or the Hayasaka's bounce ability. So you can comfortably try to get comfortably at least get 1 reverse off, which is fine. But the fact that you're digging out 3 cards is really nice off of this card. So that's why you play it as a 4 of. Next, we play 3 copies of the 1/1 level assist Kaguya. So this Kaguya is what I was hinting at the 0 step, where we don't have to worry about brainstorm. So the first effect is that it's a level booster, so it's 500 times the current level of the character in front of it. And it has the resonance ability with this Hayasaka, where you may pay one tap self, reveal this card, and then you get to look at the top 3 cards of your deck and add a Shuchin Gakuen from among them into your hand. So this is basically Ambush Union, except at the level 1 step, so it's kind of power crept. But the thing about this Kaguya is the fact that it's both a level booster and a top 3 check. So you can actually, it fulfills 2 roles, which is really nice, and it's your main standby target at the 0 step. So you don't have to pay the 1 stock. Because we already have a standby target that's ideal, I resorted to playing 2 copies of the Miyuki one beat stick. So when you have a Kaguya on board, this gains the ability it gains a level plus 2500, and if you have experience of 2, meaning the total level of the cards in your level slot is 2 or more, so this gets plus 1k. So this is a 6/5 on at level 1, which is really nice. And if you have the X booster, it gets a plus 1k. So since it's a level 2, it becomes a 7/5 on a cost 0. So it's a really nice addition to the deck, and it makes siding very awkward for your opponent, because if you have the Kaguya, they can't side; they have to crash into the Miyuki in order to push for damage. And then lastly, we play 1 copy of the 2K backup. For the 2-step, we play 2 copies of the Free Fresh Kaguya. So this is pretty much like the Kato Free Fresh. Pay 1 to give it a 2/5 pump, and then pay 2 more to refresh. Next, we play 3 copies of the 2/2 Hayasaka. So this is basically a giant beat stick. Since you don't have the Encore ability, this gets the plus 1000 times the total number of Shuchin characters on board, and it's a 7k base. So this is easily an 11k body at level 1 that you play with the standby. So it's pretty much like the Koga one for Bunny Girl Senpai. And then now for the 3-step, we play 2 copies of the Trodeck Kaguya. So while it's in the front row, all your Shuchin characters get plus 1500. So that this makes it just makes your lanes beefier and more likely to get the reverses off, or just making big boards. And it also serves as a part of your secondary finishing combo, which is a pay 1, discard 1. Your opponent mills the bottom 3 cards of their deck, and you get to burn equal to the total number of climaxes milled from the 3. So this helps you push for damage and help you close games. And the best thing about this Kaguya is it punishes compressed decks like a typical Icy Tail finisher is, but this is on a climax combo list feature. Next, we play 2 copies of the early play Hayasaka. So her early play conditions, you have to have 4 more Shuchin characters on board, and it's a on-play heal. And if you have control 2 or more other Shuchin characters, it gains the ability your opponent cannot play events during the battle involving this card. So it's a nice bonus. So it stops minus soul events, which is really nice. And then continuing on with the 3-step, we play 3 copies of the early play Shirogane. So when his early play condition is 2 or less climaxes on board. When it comes into play, it gains plus 4/5 and the ability your opponent cannot play backups for that turn in battle involving this card. And it also has the experience ability. If you have the total level of the cards in your level is 4 or more, it gains the ability pay 2, discard 1, clock kick on reverse. So this is your tertiary finisher. So like this helps you set up precision kills when you get the opportunity, and it's an early play clock kick, which is really nice. And then lastly, for the finisher, the last level 3 and the main finisher, 4 copies of the 3-2 Kaguya, which pairs with the door combo climax. So when it comes into play, heal, and when the door is in play, it gains the ability on attack, pay 1, burn 1, and it gains plus 2k. It also has a third ability, which is a resonance ability with, guess what? The Hayasaka drop search. So when it lands, when it reverses an opponent's character, and it happens both players' turns, you can discard a card, reveal this card from your hand, and burn 1. So effectively, this climax with the Kaguya makes it essentially a cheaper version of the 3-2 Mikasa from AOT. And if you know how busted that combo is, if you have 3 of this out, it's 9 instances of damage, and it's precision damage. So this card, this pretty much means that Kaguya is meant to kind of power creep Mikasa as a finisher, because it's a cheaper way of getting the finish. And honestly, I like it. When I saw this card effect revealed, I immediately was like, okay, this is going to be the main finisher of the set. And it really is. So I hope you guys like this deck profile. I will be doing more videos in the near future. The next video I'm going to be doing is going to probably be... Sorry, give me a sec. It's going to probably be an update on my Babylonia deck. It's going to be the other build that I've been testing, which is a book door build of Babylonia. So look forward to seeing that. I'm also planning on doing an update on my Konosuba list, so you guys can see what I've been doing. Oh, just a little spoiler. So showing you guys what I've been messing around with that deck. I have a bunch of videos that I'm planning, so don't forget to rate, comment, hit the bell for notification when you subscribe, and once again, false crack that like button. Every like helps, and I hope you guys stay on point, guys. Peace out.